Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my vlog for the week of, let's see, end of October, beginning of November, like Halloween week. Actually, we can call it a cumulative vlog since July because my routine had been disrupted somewhat since July, and vlogging could not be done. I mean, if I tried, maybe, but I didn't try. And I didn't really consistently work on any one sketchbook. I've been busy. I mean, there were family responsibilities, there were other kind of assignments that I'm working on. But we all have all those things. So setting those aside, what I realized is that every month I was trying to finish one whole sketchbook. And when I couldn't finish that one whole sketchbook, I felt, oh, so I would have nothing to share. I didn't complete. For each month, I made a designated sketchbook, which I didn't finish. So I ended up with quite a few that are still in progress, that I'm still going back to. But, they are not finished. So I had to push myself, to be willing to accept that they are unfinished, and I need to get past my perfection of, I had one completed sketchbook every month of the year. Not working. So anywho, here's what I have. Here are several things which I have been working on since July. Incomplete. Each page is complete in a sense, maybe. I don't remember. I'll see. But this turned out to be a sketchbook dedicated to my plants. But the thing was, when I started drawing these plants, I had this deep urge to actually do more planting, like raise more plants. And I started several other plants, like I started growing basil, mint, and all of those things. And then some of these plants that just, that bring me joy, sit on my desk, bring me joy. So time was kind of distributed in all of my creative pursuits. They didn't all get dedicated entirely to my sketchbooks. And sometimes I find that to be valuable. I would really still try to keep a daily sketchbook practice. But, wanting to do that, intending to do that, and doing my best to do that is one thing. But I often kind of spiral down to, oh, I said I would do it, but I didn't. And it shouldn't have to be that way. At least I'm giving myself permission to, do what flows. And that's that. Because that is not a philosophy I can adapt in every area of my life. There are things that really need to be done, whether you like it or not. But this is something that I do for fun, relaxation, joy also, apart from work. And this is something I want to keep it that way. Like if it feels heavy, it's okay to set it down, set it aside for a bit. So, and I was, creating these plants, and then I was posting them on Instagram as reels. That was taking up quite a bit of time. Making reels is not quick. So if you're trying to do anything on a reel, I mean, if you're doing something mindfully, it does take a little bit of time. And some of these were getting posted in my collaborative blogs, and I did enjoy. I think I got to know my plants a little better. I got to know my polychromos color pencils a little better. That's the beauty of practice, you just, when you are using it, you come upon things that you didn't really know. And okay, so this was in August, and I was visiting my oldest in college. She was working all through summer, And while I was there, and she is a big plant lover, and I was drawing all the plants around her apartment that she shares with a friend. And her friend was home for summer, so I got to stay with her in her apartment. And that was a lovely experience. And these are this old, this is not within Johns Hopkins University where she goes, but it is around all the student apartments right outside the campus. And they were like brick buildings, old exposed brick buildings, with fancy architectural flourishes and archway entries, etc. It's super cool from outside. Inside, it's just regular older apartment. And she is quite a tree mommy, and all of these plants, I just enjoyed so much drawing her plants. So she couldn't stay home the whole time. I was there for 3-4 days, and she couldn't stay home every day all the time, but even during that time we chatted and I drew. And when she was at work, I drew more. So clearly I didn't finish all of my pages, and I'm going to, even though it says July 2022, because it has become like a themed sketchbook at this point of plants, house plants and stuff. So, and I bought something and this sticker came with it, so I thought, why not? And yeah, so I will be continuing to work on this journal. I'm not going to abandon it just because I didn't finish it in July 2022. So that's my first flip through. And this is from Baltimore. So this is kind of a travel log kind of thing. And while I was sitting there, I was sketching people. This is at the station. This time I took the train, and I took a lift to the station and took a train from the station. And these were all people waiting for trains, and it was so much fun, people in all kinds of positions, the way they, more or less everybody is on the phone all the time, very few people talking to each other, and it's interesting. And then we were, as the train started going, there were all these, scenes that are not necessarily pretty. Most of the time alongside the railroad track, the scene isn't super pretty. It's just a lot of industrial things, which is understandable for transportation and all that. But every now and then you would see like a big river, and then this was the ticket. It's like old-fashioned ticket that I brought back home with me. And the station in Baltimore, the Penn Station, which is where I got off. And then she was babysitting. This is my daughter. She was babysitting her friend's dog. And the friend is also a plant lover. So, you could see all the little ideas that college kids on strict budget, they come up with. That is their entertainment. They can share plants with each other. They share all of they have a Facebook group where they do plant exchanges. If they have the moment they can start a cutting, they would do that. They have propagation stations and everything. It's so cool, and they share with each other. I mean, Johns Hopkins is a pretty rigorous school, and if you're not doing well there, it's really, the children feel very guilty because it's not an inexpensive school. So these are their little relief, having a dog to take care of, walking the dog, planting things. It's just, it was very wonderful to meet my daughter anew, that she is now a college junior, and she's a little young for that class, but still, she has grown up in ways that is only possible when you are on your own. And she was a good hostess. She had everything ready for me, and she would not let me wash her dishes. She would not let me vacuum. She's like, oh, no, I'll take care of it. But when she went to work on Monday, I took care of those things because, I didn't want to leave my mess for her to clean up at the end of a work day. But yeah, she took me to local restaurants that she likes, and she took me to shops that she felt that I would enjoy visiting. And she took me thrifting. It was just, my focus wasn't so much on what is there in the store rather than watching my daughter being such a grown up that she is leading the way. And that was really very reassuring in a way, that your kid has grown up and in some ways you have done what needs to be done for her to be self-reliant. So this is the propagation station. Her friend made from a piece of wood and some test tubes and some strings. And this is my daughter's money plant, pothos, I think. She took me to her favorite coffee place. She fed me Indian food every single day and some Thai food. And no, I think it was not Thai, it was Vietnamese. Sorry. Yeah. And this stone patterns, etc. Like, I still enjoy scrapbooking, not in the same way, but memory keeping. And just to do that, and it's not completed, there are things I need to attach. But just walking through the semi-empty campus, because it was summer, not very many kids were there. And they have a archaeology department that has a museum, so we walked through that and I just made quick sketches, and I loved this place. This is the Gilman Hall. It's the oldest academic building in the campus. And pictures I took, pictures she took of me. These are the old brick buildings I was talking about. See all the fancy additions, and these are the plants that I was drawing, and this is her apartment. So yeah, lots of things that are still needed to be added, but I made my reservation online, and then printed it out. So those are here too. So it's a full-blown travel journal and a vacation scrapbook almost. So I did that, although it's not complete. That is where it stands right now. And this is Inktober. September, I totally skipped. I did do one drawing because I live in a small town and we have a Labor Day parade, which is a big deal around here. And I started sketching from that, and then I started one sketch, and then it's still there. Just one sketch incomplete. So I didn't bother to pull my September out. However, in October, I started Inktober 10 days late. And I never finished. But my intention is that I will somehow at some point finish. I have saved the prompt list and I'm going to do that. So the first prompt was gargoyles. And yeah, gargoyles. I recall, when I visited Paris, actually a long time ago. I went to Paris a few times and for teaching, and I would make use of the day as much as I could, and then it would be quite late, like at least 8 or 9 p.m. when the street lights are on and it's dark otherwise, and these shadows of the gargoyles, they were like something else. And the second prompt was curry. None of this is super creative, but I did enjoy the ones that I did finish. And I wanted to put, like, my daughter has this book of jokes, my little one, and she loves reading them to me. And I was also in that same mood, although this is not one of the jokes she was reading to me, but those are school jokes, like, what did the pencil say to the sharpener? Stop going around in circles, get to the point, and stuff like that. So I was in that mood. Like, Scallop, you are so shellfish. she snapped. And stuff like that, silly things. It was at this point there was so much going on that I decided, let's make it a little bit of fun, something quick. And that was the output. And I chose the most ridiculous way a prompt can be interpreted in my mind. There was one that was trip. So I did this one. I kind of like this one. I mean, yeah, it's like matches broken to fit, etc. And then this one was nest. And what I realized is home improvement stores, they sell something called a bat's nest. At first I thought, what is this like little window kind of thingy? That's so cute. And they explained like, oh, that's just a bat's nest. So I had that in my mind and I felt, oh, that this would be, a good place to kind of use that visual. And yet the bat is not inside and it is just hanging out, relaxing, hanging out in its deck or something. And yeah, with that, we associate bats with sinister things. So I just wanted to write that, coming home to roost. So I think this was in one of my blog posts. It's like spirit animals. I've been thinking about that, and lately I notice in like significant moments, and I think I've spoken about this in my vlogs before, where I see a bald eagle. It's not a common sight where I live, but every now and then on pivotal moments of not external world events kind of thing, but more like internal things. Either it is in some kind of realization, understanding, or whatever it is. It is significant to me, and I can kind of feel like the eagle shows itself when I need encouragement. That's how I am interpreting it. There may be better ways of explaining this, but this is my explanation and I'm sticking with it. So I did several of the drawings, and another vlog I'll show you. I also got a bracelet with an eagle on it. It's like a cuff. And then there was this was crabby. And it was like put a crab inside a pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern, and lost, homesick, and crabby. I like this one. The prompt was forget, and I wanted to do the flower. But yeah, I think that's how far I got. I never really crossed past that day. I don't even know what day that was. Yeah, 12 days. But yeah, again, I do intend to come back to this and complete this. And until then, I'm going to set this aside and also show you a little bit of an art journal that I've been working on. And, it's just, there is no rhyme or reason, just random thoughts, random found objects. Yeah. Little found sayings and words and statements. And this is my ecodide fabric, which I found was rather interesting to try to stick something on. Yeah, very random, a catch-all kind of item. So other than all of this, I had been busy filming a class. The class did take up a lot of my time, and I was so engrossed in it. I really enjoyed filming the class, talking through the class. And sometimes something I'm teaching, trying to teach someone else, is also enriching me in so many ways. So I cannot share anything about it just yet because it's not time yet. So I would have to set that aside and not just say that yes, I've been working on it, I've been busy. Oh, and then in August, after I came back from Baltimore, I got COVID. Oh god, it was terrible. And then for weeks after that, and still I'm still coughing and I'm still tired. So yeah, health wise, that was like a whoa, like not something I was expecting, but I suppose I should have been far more careful. But oh, well, it happened. I am better now, and I've been busy creating this, and there are other projects that I'm working on. Speaking of projects, there is one thing that's coming up, and that is a Creative Bug Live. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below, and it is a free event. You can register. It's going to be on Zoom, and the date is not October, oh goodness, November 9th, 2022 at 4 p.m. Eastern time and 1 p.m. Pacific time. And everybody knows how to convert times for their time zones. You don't have to be Creative Bug subscriber to do it. It is open to all. It is free of cost. You just simply follow the link, you register, and then you show up on time, and then you see me and Twinkie Chan. Like, Twinkie Chan is the hostess, and she and I are going to be talking and making something related to the topic of gratitude, which is like my favorite topic. So yeah, other than that, I have been also creating some custom holiday ornaments. This is for somebody. Okay, why don't I just show you? Much easier to show. So someone has asked me to make some custom ornaments for gift this Christmas, and she has a close friend who lives in Florida, and I also lived in Florida for a long time, and she wanted a flamingo and a starfish. So these are the ornaments I made for her, and she likes it. So my next thing is to pack them up and ship them to her, so she has enough time to send them out. And other than that, what else have I been doing? I have been doing a lot of things, and it's just vlogs. Simply kind of, once I get derailed, it takes me a little while to get back on track. So that is the reason for not vlogging since July. But other than that, I have, like, I can show you like this, I suppose. Maybe not. No, I cannot show you too much, but this is a bin full of stuff that is work in progress, that is getting the finishing touches for the class that I was talking about. And yes, a lot is happening. And other than that, yes, please register for the Creative Bug Live, and link will be in the description box. And other than that, what else? There is another project that is still brewing in my head, personal project, and we will see how it goes. If it whatever happens, I will share at some point of time. And yeah, I think I have said everything that I had to say. My brain isn't super organized for a vlog today because I'm simply trying to get back to it. But I hope you get something out of it, like at least the the link for the Creative Bug Live, and just the permission that even if you are not able to complete the way you intended to in the beginning, it is still okay. Like, get back to creating in any which form that you may be able to, and experiment a little, push your limits. You may get super perfect doing one thing every time, but sometimes it is also fun to break through that and try something that you have zero confidence in yet because you have no experience. So yes, give yourself the experience. Other than that, what else? Can't think of anything. Okay, signing off. Hopefully see you next week with my next vlog. Bye.